This is Florence Favour once again with the Favour Book Club's episode. I'm here joined by Elizabeth. Elizabeth, please say hello to our viewers.
Hello, wonderful viewers.
Yes. Elizabeth, as some of you may know, is our newest and latest author in town. And I hosted her earlier on in our Favour Book Club's episodes, where she talked to us about her new book, As I See My Father Do. Sorry. Yes, I see my father do, I do also. It's a book by Florence, not by Elizabeth. Elizabeth's book is titled Yes, I Am My Father's Daughter. And here she's here today to talk to us and tell us some juicy stories that are in her book. And so she's here to, leo tunamwanika. She's here to tell us those juicy stories. They are so juicy. See, she's already laughing. That is how juicy and enticing the stories are. So, Elizabeth,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself, your book, and its title.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Elizabeth Mokamba. Professionally, I'm in real estate. I also consider myself as a mental health enthusiast. And now, as you have introduced me wonderfully, newest author in town.
Wonderful.
My book is titled Yes, I Am My Father's Daughter. This book contains a personal story, my personal story. It's a personal journey. It covers so many topics from conversation, communication. It covers identity, which is the major theme of the book. As you can see from the title, it is how do you identify yourself. It also covers some emotional topics like loss and grief. So, yes, in a nutshell, that is my book. But in between all those topics, we have very juicy stories, as you have been told by Florence. Yes.
Awesome. So, how long did it take you to finish writing your manuscript?
I can say, if I remember well, I started writing in June because when the country was still in lockdown,
That's June of which year?
June 2020.
Okay.
Yes. The country was still in lockdown, but I had to come back to Nairobi for work. So when I came back, obviously there was nothing much to do because after a job, you just go home, you see. So I had a lot of time and I had contemplated writing for a while. I had the skeleton. So I just started writing one night out of nowhere. I just started writing. And I think I wrote for 3 months straight away. Then that is June, July, and August. So for September and October, I was just going through my manuscript, trying to correct and to perfectify it. So I can say 5 months for the whole manuscript. Yes.
5 months is record time.
I'm happy to hear so because I don't know. I'm new in this.
So we must congratulate you on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So did you always know you're going to be an author, a writer?
Interesting question. Unfortunately, the answer is no. I had never thought of myself as a writer or going to be an author. I always imagined I could be a researcher because I do research work really well, and people I've worked with have commented on that. That you do good research work. So maybe articles on research and all that I could, but a book, nevertheless a book about my life, I had never thought of that until when the urge started coming. So yes, I had to act on it because when an urge comes, you act on it. Life is trying to show you another way, so you follow it. I did follow it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So I did read something in your book
Yes.
that one night, while somebody was as drunk as a skunk, that somebody logged into their Instagram account and updated their bio
Yes.
profile into upcoming author.
Yes.
What had happened there before, and what circumstances led you probably to be in that state and to write?
Well, this particular time is late November 2019.
Okay.
So the entire year of 2019 had been stressful to me. I had been just thinking about so much. My mind is always thinking about something. I had never just relaxed and enjoyed life. So coming to that November, it was my best friend's birthday. And obviously we had to have a little fun. So we had a few too much to drink. It was just the two of us in the house, by the way. And obviously we talked a lot. I talked on what I would always talk about when I'm in that state. I would always say I want to write about my life. I want to start writing my own book. I want to start reading more. So yes, that day we were up late until maybe very early morning. And I just remember somewhere in between, I just logged into Instagram because it was the easiest thing to do. I had nowhere I could sign to myself, so I said, let me write, aspiring writer. Then that is like a covenant I make to myself. Because I wrote, I will feel ashamed to go and just rub it.
Yes, yes.
So if I write aspiring writer, maybe I'll act on this thing. So yeah,
And you
I'm
did
glad
act.
I did act on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And something, now that we are talking about your book and the circumstances that led to you writing, you did say that previously, before that episode, you had gone through a period of depression. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Uh, well, I had, again, we'll just go back to that year of 2019. I had been feeling a little like my soul was heavy. I, w- my mind will be thinking about so many things, and these are the stories that I have highlighted in the book. Because every time I could see any situation that, like, my mind would go back to a moment that maybe a situation like that came by, or a situation like that could be handled better. So I didn't have energy to do anything else. That's why I say in the book that if it weren't my job, I don't know what will have happened to me, because it was my job that was making me wake up in the morning and get out of the house. By the time I come back to the house, I will just watch TV until I fall asleep. Things like cooking for myself, it was a hard task. I'd prefer just buying some food, obviously not very healthy food,
Yes.
eat and sleep. So it was very hard just trying to live normally. And then the thing that made it even more harder is because you get out there and people see you, people think you're doing great, people see you looking good. They say, hey, you're doing great. So you can't tell anyone that I am not doing great. You see me here in my house, I can't even wash utensils. So that is what I classified as some mental health state that is not very good, you see. Because you are supposed to be a young, vibrant person just starting their career.
Yes.
But outside work, you are nothing. You're basically nothing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your book, it's not a work of fiction, and it's your own story from your own real life experiences.
Yes.
So the thing I would like to ask is, some of the stories and some of the things you've written in your book, they are very private and very personal. So what made you put them out there for strangers, people to read?
Well, after a while of trying to search myself or find myself, I realized all of us, we are human. You see, we we are all put on the same weighing machine, and we are all humans. So when you go through some things and you think you're going through them by yourself, like you are the only one going through such things, it makes you start questioning yourself. Why were you created this way? Why are you the only one going through such stuff? But by me sharing some of these stories, they relate to people almost my age or even younger, some older. They relate to such stories that it also made someone feel not not really appreciate, not cared for, you see, the way they are supposed to be cared for. So by sharing these stories, I just want to assure the viewers and everybody who will read my book that you are not the only one going through these situations, and it's only you who can save yourself from that. You have to conquer yourself. You see, you cannot just sit and wait for someone to come and tell you, oh, stop thinking this way. You have to come out of the shell and stop thinking and start acting on yourself so that you can live.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. Now we know. So, as I was reading your book, I came across this passage where you say that your mother doesn't really know you because you're very different. When you're with different people, you're a different person from the one she already knows.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether she's read the book and what she had to say about it.
She has read the book. She was aware. Actually, my mother was the only person who knew that I want to write a book before I started writing.
Oh, awesome.
Because, just during the 2020 lockdown, when I was at home, one night because I was on my laptop, I'm always on my laptop just trying to. So I just told her I want to write a book. And she asked me what about. Then I told her about my life. Then she said, do you mean an autobiography or something? So I didn't know how to explain because I consider an autobiography very serious, but I just wanted to write about casual life,
Yes.
normal life. So she's the only one who knew before I started actually writing. Then my friends knew when I was writing and all that. So I'm just happy for the support she gave me when I gave her the manuscript, because I was very nervous, obviously. But she responded well. She told me it is good for me because I have found my way of letting stuff out instead of just being mad at everyone and not saying why. So she supports me, yes, and she understands.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's
thank you.
wonderful. It's
Thank
good to have support.
Yes.
So, you want to know why Elizabeth thinks her mother doesn't know her really well? Get a copy of the book and read and know why. Now, I want to read an excerpt from your book, and
Okay.
then I'm going to ask you a question. Is that okay?
That is okay.
Do
I'll
you
try to answer.
promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I promise.
She promises.
I promise.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm reading from page number 30.
Yes.
It says, one time I was talking to this boy, no harm in that. In fact, we were talking out on the open road, and it was in the village where everybody knows everybody. We were standing on the roadside having a chat. A moment later, we saw my mother coming down the road. The boy was a little nervous. Is that your mom coming? He asked me. Yes, I replied. We did not know what to do. We both froze in fear. Honestly, I did not expect any big reaction from her. I imagined she would just tell me to go home because it was almost dark outside anyway. To my surprise, she just walked right past us in lightning speed, without even glancing at us. I was confused as to whether she had seen me. When I got home, she did not ask me anything, and I kept wondering, whether she really saw me. I was sure she had seen me. I mean, I was standing right there, and the roads in the village are barely 5 meters apart. There was no way, sorry, the roads in the village are barely 5 meters wide. There was no way that she hadn't seen me, because I also knew for a fact that she was not visually impaired. So why wasn't she asking me anything? I wondered. So,
Yes.
Elizabeth,
Yes,
this
yes,
is my
yes.
question.
Yes.
Were you testing your mother? Were you just trying to be a rebellious teenager? Yeah. Were you trying to be caught talking to a boy to earn a beating, or what reaction were you expecting from her?
First of all, it was not pre-planned that I'm going to talk to a boy.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't planned. I was just walking.
Uh-huh.
The boy was walking. And we knew each other, and we decided we stopped and started talking. Probably maybe we were going different directions, so we had to stop. Yeah, so I was in high school, a teenager, maybe 15 or 16, thereabouts. I didn't expect her to beat me. I just expected her to call me and tell me and just talk to me, you see, because she had seen me with a boy and I was a teenager. So just to talk to me about stuff, boy stuff, you see. Not to beat me, not to scold me. Ask me who's that, how do you know each other, do you talk every time? Yeah, you see. So I just expected some form of talk, some form of recognition, because she had seen me, just to let me know that I saw you. You see, that also it sets a
Yes.
certain mood. Yeah. But now she didn't say anything, and it bugged me, obviously, up to when I wrote this book. And that
All
is
those
something that
years.
happened maybe 10 years ago. So it really bugged me. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yourself, you are just looking for an opportunity for a talk.
For a talk.
Because
To
actually,
start
the
a
subtopic for
conversation.
that particular story is the missed opportunity
Yes.
for the talk.
Because if we could have started at that point, maybe maybe when I'm growing like this, I could say, hey, I could ask for some advice, you see,
Yes.
because we had a foundation.
Yes.
But now that foundation didn't quite
It was never
come
there.
by. Yes. Yes.
So parents, in case you're watching this, that's a lesson learned. So don't
Yes.
fear your children. Just sit them down and talk to them openly about relationships, boys, girls, and all those kinds of things. Well, this is not a counseling session, but Elizabeth is here to talk to us about some juicy stories
Yes.
in her book. But you want to read more and to hear more, just get yourself a copy of the book. But I would like to ask this. Which is your favorite chapter of the book?
My favorite chapter has to be the one titled You Save Everyone, but Who Saves You? So just like the title says, it's simply asking, you are everyone's savior. You see, the society has a way of classifying people, and it puts some people at the top. And once you are put at the top there, you're like a small god, you see. You are the one always being asked for help. You are the one who has money. You are the one whose children are studying in good schools and performing well. You're the one with a nice house, nice cars, you see. Generally, you are doing well than others. So when those people around you need help, they come to you. But what they forget is you're also human and things change. One day you can go broke. One day something can happen,
Yeah,
and you're not in a position to help. So people will not always understand when you say no, that I can't help you. So you might strive so much to keep pleasing these people, or to keep proving a point to the people of the society, and instead it hurts you and it hurts your family. So yeah, that is it's one of the revelations I got when I was starting to write this book. You can't always be the one helping people. you are human too. You might need help one time, and because you are always the savior, no one will be there to save you. So that is also my motto. I can say with life right now. I won't be anyone's savior. I will help you because I choose to, but I don't have to. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Uh, my favorite, my favorite part of your book
Yes.
is the chapter of "I lost you, I found myself."
Yes.
I lost you, I found myself. For some reason, it resonates with me,
Okay.
and for some reason, it helps one to understand. Now I understand why you had to pick this particular title
Yes.
for your book after reading
Yes.
that chapter.
Yes.
So, listen, how can you say that writing really helped you? There's this quote that says that some people recover differently. People recover differently. Some change cities, some fall in love, some begin writing. How can you tell us that writing has helped you to heal?
Well, I can say whatever pushed me into writing is the need to express myself.
Uh-huh.
And because I am not so much of a talker, I, I won't just go and start talking to someone or whatever.
You're an introvert.
Yes. So the closest thing that could help me express myself was writing. Letting it out through pen and paper. So yeah, and after sharing this story, because as I have said, these stories used to live in my head, and any particular instance I see, I could relate it with something in my head. So they just used to, they make my head so heavy, you see. So the moment I just started writing, I just started feeling a little bit lighter. Yeah. So I think that is why I say it is the process of healing,
The
because
process
you
of
have
healing.
to feel a little bit lighter. Your head has to feel like your head. Yes, not a
Awesome.
baggage. Yes.
Wonderful. So I know most authors and most writers are also avid readers. Are you an avid reader? Would you consider yourself as an avid reader?
Um. Well, I haven't always been reading. I just planned to start reading when I wanted to start writing, because you have to read how people write and what they write about,
Yes.
so that you can also write. But before that, I could read maybe 1, 2 books during my long holidays when I was at home, because my mom is a reader. She has a huge
Awesome.
collection of books. So I could take one, or actually she would give me one, because she will see I'm just sitting there. So she'll say, go read this. Yeah. So I just used to read because I had time, you see, not because I really liked to read. But now when I started feeling that I want to write, I say I have to read also. So the very first book I read just before I started writing was during quarantine, when I was still at home. So yeah, that was the moment I started reading, like for real, I guess. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so which is your favorite book of all times? A book that you can say that you read and it changed your life or impacted your life in a positive way?
Um, so when I decided to start reading, the first book I read was God Helps the Child by Toni Morrison.
All right.
It's a novel. Uh, it it related so much. It pushed me into writing my book because of the story, the setup of the story. It was it really pushed me into sharing whatever I wanted to share, because at that time I was really beating myself up. Should I really write this, or it's too much? You see. But when I read that novel by Toni Morrison, it pushed me into starting my own book. Then the book that I can say is my favorite until up to now is We Are Going to Need More Wine by Gabrielle Union. Because she shares her own story and she's a celebrity. We watch her on TV and all that. So even me, I had classified her as some type of, you see, a perfect person. But once you read her stories, you realize she's human. She's just human. Yes. So that is my favorite up to now. Yes.
Awesome, wonderful. So which book are you currently reading?
I started reading this book earlier in the year.
Okay.
I have been a little bit slow, but it's called Women Who Love Too Much. The author is a psychologist, and she shares stories of her patients who are women. Most of them are women. There's some men, I think, but most are women who have undergone abusive marriages, abusive relationships, and tries to link the current, those abusive relationships, to the pasts of these women. And you can see sometimes how your past can carry into your future without even you noticing. Yes. So that is what I'm currently reading. I should finish that.
Yes, you should. Well, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
So that's it for today, viewers. Elizabeth was here talking to us about her book. Yes, I Am My Father's Daughter. It's a great read. It's a wonderful read. Though it was written after the sad demise of her father, it is not all about tears and grief and sorrow. There are some really juicy stories therein. So do get yourself a copy. And Elizabeth, so where can our viewers get a copy of your book?
You can get a copy of my book by ordering directly through my number. My number is 0712 788 377. I'll repeat that, 0712 788 377. That is a direct number through which you can call and just ask for the book. You can also order through my website, lizmokamba.com. When you scroll, you just find a link, written order. You click there, you just submit your name, your phone number, and your place of residence. Then I will reach you. Yes, and it will come to bookstores near you soon. We are still working on that. When that is done, we will obviously notify you. The cost of the book is Kenya shillings 1,000, and delivery can be arranged whenever you are. Yes.
Wonderful. You had it for yourself. So do get yourself a copy of this book. And that's it for today. And in case you missed my previous interview with Elizabeth, just scroll through the Favour Book Club Facebook page. You will find it there. Or go to my YouTube channel. You will get it there, alongside with other episodes we have done before. I believe this is episode 20 or so, 20 something. So there are other episodes that we've done previously before. You can get them all on my YouTube channel, Florence Favour. As always, our social media platforms is Favour Book Club Facebook page, Favour Book Club on Instagram, and Favour Book Club on Twitter. But on YouTube, it is Florence Favour. On YouTube, it is Florence Favour. And now we are everything books. We are doing editing of manuscripts, proofreading of manuscripts, and publication, doing the publishing for the authors. In case you're there, you need someone to edit or proofread your manuscript, get in touch with me, get in touch with Favour Book Club, and I believe we will be of help to you. As always, before we leave, I would like to leave you with our quote of the week. And our quote for this week says that the creative mind is a divine force. The creative mind is a divine force. This is a quote by Lila Gifty Greta. Lila Gifty Greta there. That's his quote. He says that the creative mind is a divine force. And our parting shot here from Favour Book Club, it is with Favour Book Club, you are capable of doing amazing, amazing, amazing things. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. So, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to our viewers. Shalom.